Hello, David Turner here, Computer Game Show and all that. If you follow me on Twitter or have listened to the show, you might have picked up on the fact that I love the computer game Future Unfolding. I've mentioned it lots, and the reason being is that I don't think it's quite getting the attention it deserves. Quite a few people have got in contact with me to say that they've bought the game off of my recommendation, and they're not quite getting it. And I just wanted to take this moment to explain why this game is so good and what makes me love it so much. To start with, you won't really know what's going on. My first hour of playtime was wondering what the rules were, what the game wanted me to do, if there were levels, if it was completely open world. And that's kind of important, because Future Unfolding tells you nothing. Not in text anyway. It doesn't say, go here, do that. It doesn't give you any real direction. It just, sets you off in a world and lets you get on with it. At first, I was getting lost a lot, wandering through the trees, wondering where I'm supposed to be going, what I'm supposed to be doing. But slowly I started picking up on a few things. Where the trees opened up, there were little sections that seemed a little bit different, that caught my attention. And by the end of my first hour or so with the game, I was completely intrigued into what was behind this game and what I needed to do. As I moved forward, I started just sort of taking a mental note of everything I come across, whether it was wildlife or a gap in some trees that I hadn't been to before. I would press buttons and find a map and think, okay, this is indicating that I haven't been in this area, maybe I should look into it. I would come across animals, and some would attack me, some would be friendly, some would start talking to me, but it all had a meaning. I just, didn't really know at the time. And that's because, you don't really take stuff in. I mean, you come across weird stuff all through the game, but you don't really acknowledge it at first. You just think, okay, there's lots of weird stuff happening, fine. You're not really thinking that you have to apply this to a puzzle at some point. And this is the example that I wanted to give to sort of explain why this game went from a nice plaything to something very special for me. Let's rewind the video a little bit. So here I come across a green pattern on the floor. I don't really know what it's there for, I don't know what's going on, but I soon discover that if I run through it, it disappears. If I completely wipe out all of the green gunk on the floor, suddenly a black cloud appears and makes a path for me. Fine. I go off down that path, I find a bit of a dead end, I return back to what I was doing. A little bit later, I come across this character. Instantly you're thinking, okay, I need to find a friend. That's a clear signal that I should be following something. I'm not really sure what, but as I go exploring, I suddenly come across a bird that catches my eye. It's not like the others. It doesn't just fly off in a random direction and disappears from the screen. This one stays with me. So I follow it, and soon enough, I find a tree. A tree that I clearly want to get to, but I can't. There's an obstacle in the way. Rocks. I think back to that time that I found that green gunk on the floor, and I assume, there's got to be some green gunk around. And there is. I take the lessons that I've learned previously from exploring and just experimenting, and I apply them to a puzzle that doesn't really feel like a puzzle, more just a way to get past an obstacle. And it works. This is a very, very small puzzle compared to what you'll come across later on in the game. But the idea is the same. You explore, you experiment, you work out the rule sets, and you apply them to progress. Suddenly, I'm in a new area. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing, where I'm supposed to go. I'm back to square one, but with a whole new set of rules in front of me, and a whole new ways to apply them. Future Unfolding never got boring for me. Some people may get tired of just walking around the forest, and I get that. But not for me, because I was constantly looking out for things to do, and what the game was trying to teach me. Every moment of this game felt like I was learning something, and experiencing new things. And it never stopped. It got weirder and weirder. Stranger things happened. Things where I thought, I can't imagine anyone else in the world working this out. But they do, because the rule sets are laid down early enough for you to pick up. Now, this game may not be for everyone. You may get tired within the first half an hour. You may think, it's a bit dull and slow. But for me, I don't know, it just sort of grabbed me. And by the end of it, I was completely blown away, stunned. And it just kills me that it's not getting the attention that it deserves. So, if you've watched this video and it's of any interest to you, the game's out now, PC, Mac, PS4. Pick it up, give it a go. Because it's worth that risk. Because if you enjoy it anywhere near as much as I did, then it's a game that will stick with you for a long, long time, and one that you'll go back to just to relive all over again.